Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about immunoglobulins, immunoglobulin structure, and what are all the types of immunoglobulins. In this, we are going to discuss about all the 5 types of immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulin A, immunoglobulin D, immunoglobulin E, immunoglobulin G, immunoglobulin M. Coming to what are the immunoglobulins? These are nothing but glycoprotein molecules that are produced by plasma cells in response to an immunogen and which functions as antibodies. Immunoglobulins are nothing but antibodies. The immunoglobulins derive their name from the finding that they migrate with globular proteins when antibody containing serum is placed in an electrical field. Antibodies. Immunoglobulins are nothing but antibodies which produce response to an foreign body or else immunogen. Which, which functions as an antibody? Immunoglobulins are heterodimeric proteins. Heterodimeric proteins composed of 2 heavy chains, 2 light chains. They can be separated into variable domains and constant domains. These two are bind that specify effector functions such as activation of complement or binding to Fc receptors. In every immunoglobulin, it will be having 2 heavy chains and 2 light chains and variant region and a constant region. The variable domains are created by means of a complex series of gene rearrangement events and can be then subjected to somatic hypomutation after exposure to antigen to allow affinity maturation. Each variable domain can be split into 3 regions of sequence variability termed as complementarity. We have already told that immunoglobulins consist of 2 heavy chains and 2 light chains. In this, again, variable domains are there and constant domains are there. In variable domains are created by means of complex series. These are made up of 3 regions. These 3 regions are sequence variability, complementarity, determining regions are CDRs and 4 regions of relatively constant sequence termed the framework regions and FRs. The 3 CDRs are of the constant domains of the H chain are paired with 3 CDRs of L chain to form antigen binding site as classically defined. In immunoglobulins, there are 2 heavy chains and 2 light chains. Again in this, constant regions are there and next variable regions are there. Again variable domains having 3 complementary sequential domains are there. In complementary domains of these regions of the H chain are paired with 3 complementary domains of domain regions of the L chain. In L chain and H chain, there is 2 regions, constant region and variable region. In variable region, 3 complementary domain regions are there. The 3 complementary domain regions of H chain are paired with the 3 complementary domain regions of L chain to form the antigen binding site as classically defined. There are 5 main classes of heavy chain C-domains. Each class defines as IgM, IgG, IgA, IgD, IgE isotopes. IgG can be split into 4 subclasses. Those are Ig1, Ig2, Ig3, Ig4, each with its own biological properties. IgA can similarly split into 2. Those are IgA, IgA2. The constant domains of heavy chain can be switched to allow altered effector function while maintaining antigen specificity. In this diagram, we can see this is antigen, and here this is the Y-shaped antibody structure. Here is antigen binding site. Light chain, heavy chain, complementary domain regions will be both heavy chain and light chain will be forming antigen binding site. And coming to the different kinds of immunoglobulins. In immunoglobulins are of 5 types. What are these? Here we can see Ig monomer structure we can observe in immunoglobulin D, immunoglobulin E, immunoglobulin G. Whereas dimeric structure we can see in immunoglobulin A. Then pentamer structure can be seen in immunoglobulin M. More than 100 years of investigation to the structure and function of these immunoglobulins have only served to emphasize the complex nature of protein. As we have already told, immunoglobulins are glycoproteins. Typically, receptors bind to a limited and defined set of ligands. However, while individual immunoglobulins also bind a limited and defined set of ligands, immunoglobulins as a population can bind to virtually unlimited array of antigen sharing little or no similarity. This property of adjustable binding depends on complex array of mechanisms that alter the DNA of individual B cells. Immunoglobulins also serve two purposes, that of cell surface receptors for antigen, which permits cell signaling, is very important, and cell activation, and that of soluble effector molecules which can individually bind and neutralize the antigen distance. What are the general functions of immunoglobulins? Immunoglobulins bind to antigen, that is antigen binding. Immunoglobulins bind to specifically to a one or few closely related antigens. Each immunoglobulin actually binds to a specific antigenic determinant. Antigen binding by antibodies is primary function of antibodies and can be result in protection of the host. Here, every immunoglobulin bind to a specific antigenic determinant. Antigen binding by antibodies is primary function of antibodies and can result in protection of the host. The valency of antibody refers to the number of antigenic determinants that an individual antibody molecule can bind. The valency of all antibodies is at least two and in some instances more. Then coming to the second function, first is antigen binding. By antigen binding, it will protect the host. Effector functions. Frequently binding of an antibody to an antigen has no direct biological effect. Rather than significant biological effects are consequence of secondary functions of antibodies. The immunoglobulins mediate a variety of these effector functions. Usually, the ability to carry out a particular effector function requires that the antibody binds to its antigen. Not every immunoglobulin will mediate all effector functions. Such effector functions include fixation of complement. This results in lysis of cells and release of biologically active molecules. In complement system, we have already studied complement classical path, three pathways. One is classical pathway, second is lectin pathway, third is alternate pathway. In these three pathways, C1 to C9 proteins, it will protect or it will, in addition to antibodies function, the complement proteins also enhance the functions of antibodies. Binding to various cell types. Phagocytic cells, lymphocytes, platelets, mast cells, and basophils have receptors that bind immunoglobulins. The binding can activate the cells to perform some function. Some immunoglobulins also bind to receptors on placental trophoblasts, which results in transfer of the immunoglobulin across the placenta. As a result, the transferred maternal antibodies provide immunity to the fetus and the newborn. Here, binding to various, in this, we have discussed about these antibodies will bind to various cells like phagocytic cells, lymphocytes, platelet, mast cells, basophils, receptors, which having binding sites for these immunoglobulins. This binding can activate the cell to perform certain functions. And it also binds to placenta, through which from mother to fetus it can travel, so that the newborn can have the immunity. What is the basic structure of immunoglobulins? The basic structure of immunoglobulins is illustrated. Already we have shown here. Okay. This is the basic structure of antibody immunoglobulin. It consists of two heavy chains and two light chains. They are composed of two identical light chains, those are 23 kilodaltons, and two identical heavy chains, 50 to 70 kilodaltons. Disulfide. These heavy chains and light chains are bound by disulfide bonds. Interchain disulfide bond. The heavy and light chains and the two heavy chains are held together by interchain disulfide bonds and by non-covalent interactions of number of interchain disulfide bonds varies among different immunoglobulin molecules. Genes in heavy chains, we can observe here. This is C means VVV. Here, genes in heavy chain locus. Removal of unwanted D, J gene segments. Recombination of D and J segments. Here D, J. Here DJ. Removal and recombination of desired genes we can see here. Intra-chain disulfide bond binds within each of the polypeptide chains. There also intra-chain disulfide bonds, variable and constant regions. When the amino acid sequence can of many different heavy chains and light chains were compared, it became clear that both heavy and light chain could be divided into two regions. Those are based on the variable. We have discussed every antibody consists of two heavy chains and two light chains. This is based on the variability in the amino acid sequence. These are light chain. In light chain, VL 1 to 10 acids, and in CL 110 amino acids. In heavy chain, that is VL, VH, variability of heavy chain, that is 110 amino acids, and constant heavy chain, that is 330 to 440 amino acids. Hinge region. This is the region at which the arms of antibody molecule forms Y. It is called the hinge region because there is some flexibility in the molecule at this point. Domains. Three-dimensional images of the immunoglobulin molecules. It is folded into globular regions, each of which contains an intra-chain disulfide bond. These regions are called domains. Light chain domains, those are VL and CL. In every light chain and heavy chain, there are two regions, variable region and constant region. In heavy chain domains also, again, variable heavy chain region and constant heavy chain region. In this heavy chain, we will be seeing constant H1 to constant H3. Sometimes it may be constant regions, may be sometimes 3 or 4. Oligosaccharides. Carbohydrates are attached to methyl domain in most immunoglobulins. However, in some cases, carbohydrates may also be attached to other locations. Here we can see carboxylic group, variable chain, light chain, heavy chain. Here, one. In this is up to this hinge, up to hinge region having some flexibility. Again, disulfide. This is the hinge region. Okay. Sixth, here we can see Sixth, labeling hinge region. Next, antigen binding sites here, having three C1, C2, C3, CH1, CH2, CH3 likewise. Heavy chains, these are heavy chains, blue in color. And light chains, green color, these are light chains. Intra, inter, here these green are light chains, these blue are heavy chains. Intra sulfide bonds we can observe here. This is the structure of immunoglobulin. Here again, this having three regions. Heavy chain consists of three regions, constant region having C1, CH1, CH2 and CH3. Here antigen, fifth antigen binding site, that is paratope here. Okay, this is the structure of antibody. Structure of the variable region. Hypervariable are complementary determining regions. Comparisons of amino acid sequences of the variable regions of immunoglobulin show that most of the variability resides in the three regions called hypervariable regions are the antibodies with different specificities. Different combining sites have different complementary determining regions, while antibodies of the exact same specificity have identical complementary determining regions are found in both. Here we can see three in light chain and in heavy chain. We can observe complementary domain regions 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Complementary determining regions are found in both heavy chains and light chains. Here we can observe this is variable heavy domain, which is in yellow color, variable light domain in green color. The complementarity determining regions in heavy chains, this is which is in red in color, variable heavy chain domain. CDR1 complementary determining regions. 1 complementary determining region. 2 complementary determining region. 3. Okay. Framework regions. The regions between complementarity determining regions in the variable region are called framework regions. Framework regions based on similarities and differences in the framework regions of the immunoglobulin, heavy and light chain variable regions can be divided into groups and subgroups. These represent the products of different variable regions. Immunoglobulin fragments, structure and function relationships. Immunoglobulin fragments produced by proteolytic dissection have proven very useful in elucidating structure, functional relationships in immunoglobulins. FAB. Dissection with papain breaks the immunoglobulin molecule in the hinge region before HH interchain disulfide bond This results in the formation of two identical fragments that contain light chain and, and the VH and CH1 domains of the heavy chain. Here we can observe. Okay. When papain breaks the immunoglobulin molecule, here this hinge region, this results in formation of two identical fragments. Here, because of formation of papain, this will be broke. So two identical heavy chains and light chains will be formed. What is fab region? Here we can observe heavy and light chains, variable and constant regions of an antibody. Antigen binding, these fragments were called the FAB fragments because they contain the antigen binding sites of the antibody. Each FAB fragment is monovalent, whereas the original molecule was divalent. The combining site of the antibody is created by both VH and VL, variable region of heavy chains and variable region of light chains. An antibody is able to bind a particular antigenic determinant because it has a particular combination of VH and VL, variable heavy chain and variable light chain. Different combinations of VH and VL result in antibodies that can bind to different antigenic determinants. What is FC? Diazation with papain also produces a fragment that contains the remainder of the two heavy chains, each containing CH2 and CH3 domain. This fragment was called FC because it was easily crystallized. Diazation with papain produces a fragment that consists the remainder of the two heavy chains, each containing CH2 and CH3 domain. This fragment was called FC because it can be easily crystallized. Effector functions. What are all the effector functions? Effector functions of the immunoglobulins are mediated by this part of the molecule. Different functions are mediated by different domains in this fragment. Normally, the ability of an antibody to carry out an effector function requires the prior binding of an antigen. However, there are exceptions to this rule. FAB2. Treatment of immunoglobulins with pepsin result in the cleavage of heavy chain after HH interchain disulfide bonds, resulting in fragment that contains both antigen binding sites. This fragment was called FAB2 because it is divalent. The Fc region of the molecule is digested to small peptides by pepsin. The FAB2 binds to antigen, but it does not mediate the effector functions of antibodies. What are all the human immunoglobulin classes, subclasses, types and subtypes? The immunoglobulins can be divided into 5 different classes. Based on the differences in the amino acid sequences in the constant region of heavy chains, all immunoglobulins within a given class will have very similar heavy chain constant regions. These differences can be detected by sequence studies or more commonly by serological means. The use of antibodies as directed to those IgG, gamma heavy chains, IgM, mu heavy chains, IgA, alpha heavy chains, IgD, delta heavy chains, IgE, epsilon heavy chains. What are all the subclasses of immunoglobulins? The subclasses of immunoglobulins are Ig1, gamma 1 heavy chains, Ig2, gamma 2 heavy chains, Ig3, gamma 3 heavy chains, Ig4, gamma 4 heavy chains, IgA, alpha 1 heavy chains, alpha 2 heavy chains, immunoglobulins can also be classified by the light chain that they have. Light chain types are based on the differences in the amino acid sequence. In constant region of the light chain, these differences are detected serological means, kappa light chains and lambda light chains. Immunoglobulin subtypes. The light chains can also be divided into subtypes based on its differences. First one is lambda subtype, lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 and lambda 4. Nomenclature. Immunoglobulins are named based on the class or subclass of heavy chain and the type or subtype of light chain. Unless it is stated precisely, you should assume that all subclass types and subtypes are present. Immunoglobulin G means that all subclasses and types are present. Heterogeneity. Immunoglobulins considered as a population of molecules are normally very heterogeneous because they are composed of different classes and subclasses, each of which has different types and subtypes of light chains. In addition, different immunoglobulin molecules have different antigen binding properties because of different variable domains in H region and variable region in light chain regions. Structure and some properties of the Ig immunoglobulin G. All Igs are monomers. 7 immunoglobulins, 7s immunoglobulin. The subclasses differ in the number of disulfide bonds, and length of the hinge region. Here we can observe two-dimensional model of IgG, variable region VH, heavy chain, this is VL, light chain J, CVL 3, CH1, hinge region CH2, CH3, like that. IgG is the most versatile immunoglobulin because it is capable of carrying out of all the functions of immunoglobulin. IgG is a major immunoglobulin in serum. 75% of serum immunoglobulin C is immunoglobulin G. IgG is the major immunoglobulin in extravascular spaces, placental transfer, and is the receptor on placental cells for Fc region of the immunoglobulin. Not all the subclasses cross equally well. Ig2 does not cross well. It fixes complement not all the subclasses equally well. Ig4 does not fix any complements. We have already discussed binding to cells, macrophages, monocytes, PMNS, and some lymphocytes have Fc receptors for Fc region in immunoglobulin G. Not all subclasses bind equally well. Immunoglobulin 2, immunoglobulin G4, and do not bind to Fc receptors. A sequence of binding to the Fc receptors on PMNS, monocytes, and macrophages is the class. Macrophages is the cell can now internalize the antigen better. The antibody has prepared antigen for eating the phagocytic cells. The term opsonin is used to describe substances that enhance phagocytosis. IgG is in good condition. Binding of IgG and Fc receptors are on the other types of cells result in activation. Antibodies, pathogens, free room in the blood. The antibodies bind to pathogens and can do different formations such as opsonization, neutralization, and agglutination. Aphagocyte, phagocytosis occurs in pathogens ingested. IgM structure. IgM normally exists IgM is a pentamer in structure. Immunoglobulin, but it can also exist as a monomer. In the pentameric form, all heavy chains are identical and all light chains are identical. Thus, the valence is theoretically 10. IgM has an extra domain on the mu chain, that is CH4, and it has another protein covalently bind to SS bond called J chain. This chain functions as polymerization of the molecule into pentamer. IgE. IgE structure. The structure of IgE presented in the figure. IgE exists as a monomer and has an extra domain in the constant regions. Properties. IgE is the least common serum immunoglobulin since it is binds very lightly to Fc receptors and basophils and mast cells even before interacting with the antigen. It involves in allergic reactions as a consequence of its binding to basophils of mast cell. IgE is involved in allergic reactions binding to allergen to the IgE on these cells results in the release of various pharmacological mediators that help in